Hi, my name is Jordy and I'm a support engineer at Mapbox. Today I'm going to show you how to add markers to a map using the Maps SDK for Unity. Find the City Simulator map prefab and drag it into the scene. Press play and you can see that the cityscape has already been populated with road and building data. To check out what data is configured, open the Map Layers section and select Extruded Buildings. You can see that texturing, modeling, and other settings have been configured for both the buildings and the roads. Next, let's adjust the camera position. In the project hierarchy, create an empty game object and rename it to Camera Holder. Place the main camera inside the camera holder and zero out the position. Then, select the camera holder, zero out the X and the Z, and set the Y to 50. When you press play, you'll see that the camera is placed nicely above the city, angled down. The camera holder will allow us to fly straight over the city without moving down towards the plane. On the camera holder, click Add Component and add a new script. Change the name to Flyover and open the script in your IDE. For this script, we'll need a public speed variable. In the update function, we're going to use transform.translate to move the camera holder across the screen. We're going to assign vector3.forward, multiply that by time.delta time, and again, multiply it by the speed. Save the script and head back to Unity. Press play and you'll see that the camera flies nicely above the city. You'll also notice that the camera is heading towards the end of the world and new tiles are not loading. Let's fix that. Open the map game object. In the general settings, change the extent options to range around transform. Then we're going to assign the transform as the camera holder. Set the visible buffer to 1. Next, we're going to configure the POIs. Let's make sure that we have a data source set, and then open the Points of Interest tab. Click Add Layer to add a new layer, and rename it to anything you'd like. We'll choose POIs. Selecting Scale Down with World will adjust the size of your prefabs to the map. Set Find By to Mapbox Category, and then set Category to anything you like. For this demo, we'll use Food. Depending on how many points of interest you want to display, you can change the density levels here. We still need to assign a prefab for the marker, so let's create that now. Find the Food POI label prefab and drop it into the hierarchy. Next, remove the POI label text setter script from the gear icon. Similar to what we did for the camera, we're going to create an empty game object, which will be the holder for the POI labels. Create the game object and rename it to anything that you'd like. The holder will allow us to offset the position of the markers off the ground. Zero out the position of the new game object and place the existing one inside of the holder. Click Add Component and search for the POI label text setter script. Add this to the holder so that our text displays correctly. Next, open the original prefab and assign the background and text variables. Select the Food POI label prefab, set the position on the X to -14 and 100 on the Y. Then, zero out the position on the marker holder. Minimize and save the prefab by dropping it into your project window. And then you can delete the prefab from the scene. On the City Simulator map game object in the Map Layers, assign the prefab in the Points of Interest section. play to see your scene, and you can see that the markers are now positioned in a good spot above the ground, and everything is rendering correctly. Fantastic job! Now you can fly over any city in the world and check out the points of interest.